What's going on, everybody? We are honored today to have a conversation with Mr. Hans Plantz of the amazing band. Please tell me I'm going to get this right. Feaurschwanz.
Oh, close.
Help me out.
Should we try again? Right. It's Feaurschwanz.
Feaurschwanz. Okay. Feuer. Okay, it's interesting because we did Rammstein's Feuer Frei, and I thought it might be similar, right?
Yeah, like Feuer. Yeah, Feaurschwanz. Yeah,
okay,
Feuer,
sweet.
Feuer.
Well, how have you been, man? How's 2022 been treating you?
Well, so far as a band, quite good actually, because our album went straight to the #1 in the album chart. It's a German album chart, right in the first week of the year. So, well, how can it get better?
I do want to touch on that because I find that amazing for Memento Mori, right? Is that how you say it?
Memento Mori.
Memento Mori. Okay, awesome. But to all the non-German speakers, where Feaurschwanz, what exactly does that mean? And how did you guys come up with that?
Well, actually, one of our singers came up with that name long time ago. And I think he already forgot why he chose that name. The guy in the armor?
Yeah.
The name. And if you translate it, well, one translation would be fire tail, like a dragon's tail, right, or something. Fire. So we're singing a lot about dragons and fantasy stuff. That would be the one translation. I leave it up to you to figure out the other translation.
Is there like a secret translation there?
Yeah, maybe. You mean the Schwanz thing at the end can be translated either to tail or something different.
Damn. So
we stick with fire tail.
Okay, gotcha.
Officially.
I do want to get into, so if I could just give you a quick background. So the way we handle our videos here at the Trash Talkers on Rappers React, we take suggestions from all of our subscribers. And literally within the past week, I mean, help me out if I'm saying this wrong. Dragostea Din Tei, right?
Right.
Is that right?
I think so. I mean, it's Romanian, and I don't speak Romanian as well. So.
Right. So what's crazy is within the past week, the Trash Talkers have said, you guys have got to check this band out because, we love Napalm Records and everything that they put out has just been absolutely crazy. So I want to know, in Dragostea Din Tei, so you guys sampled the song from Ozone, right?
Yeah.
Numa. What made you go with that?
Well, we decided to do a bonus album for our Memento Mori album and to do 7 cover songs because we did it the last time when we put out an album. We did 7 cover songs, and now, well, the last time we called it the 7 Deadly Sins, and now we called it the Glory 7. And every one of us could choose one song. And our violin player, Johanna, she chose the Ozone song. So at first we were like, okay, what are we going to do with that one? but I think it turned out quite funny actually, because it's a lot of fun just to take one song which is completely out of your
element,
and try to grab it and make your own style of it, to put your own style on top of it.
Yeah. I want to say shout out to Johanna, the violin player, because that's the only song that we've checked out. And we can't, as much as after doing Dragostea Din Tei, we want to hear so much more, but we can't because we like to give our honest reaction. So shout out to Johanna because that song is dope, dude. It's really good.
I tell her.
Yes, please do so. But I want to go deeper down there. But first, you started playing at 16. Is that correct?
Yes, I did.
Tell me about that.
Nice. I started, with 16, and I started out with the ukulele of my little sister, actually. She got a ukulele somehow, and I grabbed it and started to playing like Smoke on the Water and all those simple melodies. And then I went to a friend of mine who already did play electric guitar, and I got his guitar and started playing, and they were like, whoa.
Hey, put down the ukulele and pick up the electric guitar, dude.
And that's how it started. I mean, and well, when I started back in school, when I came home from school, I threw away the books and started playing until night and stuff.
Right. So you being that's so crazy you just brought up school because dude, you spent some time in the States and you went to Berkeley College of Music in Boston.
Right. Yeah, for a summer course, for a summer semester. Yeah.
Dude, please tell me about that. What was that like?
Well, that was amazing because I mean, you have people from all over the world attending, like from Mexico or from Asia or from South America, and obviously Americans and Europeans. And yeah, you're doing music the whole day. You're living on the campus. You get some other dude in your room, and then you're doing nothing else besides music. And that's so cool, actually. You
Yeah.
live, breath.
You live, breathe, and sleep music. That sounds like a
Yeah,
great life to me, dude.
totally. It was a fantastic time. And I'll never forget the time. That was super awesome.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, man. So you spending time in the States, especially going to Berkeley, that's a pretty prestigious school, I would say. How long did you spend in the States?
Just a summer because I couldn't
Just
afford. I couldn't do a full study because it's expensive.
yes.
So I've been there for a summer semester. Yeah.
You know, so talking about Berkeley in the States, they're starting to take away music, like music classes from public education where they don't teach music. Rather, when I went to school, they taught music and they had band, and I'm sure they have band, but do you think well, two questions here. Do you think they should continue to teach music in school, and do they teach music in Germany?
Well, first question, absolutely. I think they should teach more music in school and modern music. They should teach a lot of more modern music, like and get kids together, let them play together and experimenting and stuff like that. But they don't do it, and they don't do it in Germany as well.
What?
No, not really. And it's like music and stuff are the least focused subjects in schools. It's so sad, actually. I think it's different in Scandinavian countries. I think they focus much more on music. And if you look at the output from Scandinavia, they have lots of, like from pop music to metal. So many great music is coming from Scandinavia. And I think it's part of the cause for this is part of the school system, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I spent some time in Sweden and I have family over in Sweden, and they start teaching music, I want to say like at grade 3. And I think music is so fundamental to a child, just as math or reading or science would be to a child, because teaching rhythm and teaching, how to count bars or count music or read sheet music, I think that's very important in the development of a child. Would you agree?
Absolutely. I mean, they teach some music, but just very on the surface. And I have 2 kids, one is 3 and the other is 6.
Oh, wow.
And I think it's super important to make music and to play around with rhythm, especially with rhythm, because that's the foundation of everything. If you have good rhythm, you can do everything. I think it's much more important than melody or harmony.
Yes.
Good rhythm, that's the foundation of everything, I think.
Yes, I totally agree, man. Just being able to have certain rhythm, I mean, that can lead on to playing sports, that can lead on to so many other things. And it just seems like they're taking away something so fundamental from our children today. Like they stopped teaching cursive writing over here. That's so crazy to me, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think music is just for the brain development so important.
Yes. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you.
I heard, speaking of the music, you had said, I heard through your recording process, and I totally agree with you on this, Hans. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I heard you say that you prefer to record analog versus digital.
Definitely, yeah.
I totally agree. Why do you prefer analog over digital?
Well, there are a couple of reasons. And if you look at guitar recording, if you go the digital way, you have so many possibilities. You choose your IRs, your impulse responses, and different sounds, and it never stops. But if you go analog, you have to make the best out of the equipment you have. So you learn your equipment, and you start creating your own sound instead of just choosing randomly something some other dude on the internet told you to use. But if you have some analog amps and some microphones and preamps, you have to work with it and try to figure out how to get the best out of this. And that's how all those iconic sounds got created from Deep Purple to Led Zeppelin and everything, and Metallica, and, you know, they all have their special voice, and that's a part of being a musician too, I think, to create your own voice, and your sound is a part of your voice.
Yes, individuality.
Yeah, exactly. And I think on the other hand, and the second reason for going analog is, I think, so many things that are being done digital. So it's important to keep as much analog as possible, I think.
Yeah.
In the end, everything is digital. So I think it's important to have some analog still in there. Yeah.
So listening to Dragostea Din Tei, you being the lead guitarist, was anything recorded analog on that particular song?
Yeah, all the guitars definitely.
Wow, yeah. Really?
Sure, all electric guitars are being done analog. I have my own setup here, like with tube amps and microphones, and my cabinet is permanently mic'd with 3 microphones, and I just switch on and then I can go recording guitars right here.
Yeah, man, there's nothing like it. I mean, you mentioned Metallica, you know, if you go back, like being a rapper, you know, it's just the music today is nothing like it was 20, 30 years ago. And even in metal, I mean, if you listen to like Metallica's first album or Pink Floyd's first album or Rush's first album, you know, you get a different feel when it comes to analog. You can actually feel, it's almost like you can feel the strum when they're strumming the guitars and the way that they're hitting it versus digital. You don't really get that same feel, you know?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, right. And these days, everything gets compressed even more.
Yes.
And so all dynamics are being killed. So, yeah. So let me ask a question too. If you
Sure. What you got?
So you're doing rap music, right?
I do rap music. Yes, I write, produce, and engineer.
And so how does it come that you're doing a reaction channel to rock and metal?
Well, the way that and thank you for asking that. You're the first person that I've interviewed that actually asked me a question. So thank you for that, dude. So here, you know, me and my friend Smokey, you know, we have been making music I've been making music since I was about 10 years old. And meeting with Smokey, you know, in early high school, you know, we had came together and made a group and actually had some popularity around the city of Atlanta. But it got to the point where we were making so much, you know, just rap music. And we sat down one day and Smokey came in and said, "Hey, have you ever heard of a band called Tool?" And I'm like, "No, never heard of Tool." And he's like, "Dude, you have to see this guy Maynard perform on stage." So I'm like, "You know what? Let's record it." So we sat there as 2 rappers, not knowing anything about metal, progressive metal. We're not knowing anything about that. So when we saw Tool perform sober for the first time, it literally blew us away, and it drug us in so deeply. Like, you know, it made us ask so many questions, like how are they doing all these polyrhythms? How are you familiar with Tool?
Yeah, I am.
So when it comes to like, and even the drummer in your band, you know, I still to this day cannot figure out how the hell you guys play so fast. How the hell is that even possible? I mean, I don't get it.
Yeah. That would be a question for the drummers. Yeah, it's crazy because every part of their body is doing something different. So that's crazy.
Right. And, you know, you asked, so basically, you know, after we put that first reaction out, people were like, you know, "Dude, this is great, you know, keep going," and then that's where the suggestions came in. And that's ultimately how we came to speak with you guys. Now, but enough about me. But speaking to you, you said that your sister was playing the ukulele. Do you still dabble with the ukulele at all? I see that look on your face.
I can't really play ukulele, but I have one. I got just recently I got one for my kids that they have something to play, you know, which they can handle with their small fingers. So it's getting full circle somehow. So my kids are starting to play on the ukulele, and maybe they pick up a guitar or something else one day.
Yeah, man.
They become being rapper, you know.
Oh, hey, you can help them with the guitars. If they need help with anything of writing bars, you send them my way. I'll take care of them, Hans. That's awesome that you're teaching your kids music, though. That's pretty cool. You being such a phenomenal guitarist, you know, I would see that you would teach your children, you know, something that you're so talented at, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I don't force them, you know. If they want to play, they can play, but I don't force them to play anything. So Are these Game of Thrones mugs statues in the back of you, or what is it?
Which one are we looking at?
Oh, that's all of them. It's just right on my screen. What is it?
So we've got Tool. All these are Alex Gray. He produces a lot of Tool's artwork. We've got, and all these were sent in by the Trash Talkers. So we've got Angus Young from AC/DC.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Warpig from Motorhead, Notorious B.I.G. We got Marilyn Manson. We got Craig from Slipknot, Corey from Slipknot, Sid from Slipknot, Slash. We've got so many, man. You know, I do want to ask you that. Since you started playing at 16, who were some of your inspirations? Who made you want to dive deeper into the electric guitar?
Well, I think Metallica did play a major role back then. Yeah. Well, I started getting into rock and metal music with Iron Maiden and Metallica, and yeah. And yes, very nice.
Yes, huge Iron Maiden fan. Go ahead. Sorry.
No problem. That's cool. Yeah, and soon after I learned about Steve Vai and Joe Satriani and also some acoustic guitar players like El Di Meola or Paco de Lucia. He was a flamenco player from Spain. Absolutely amazing. And yeah.
So
once you start playing, you always know what you don't know. So, you know, there's always something which is out of your reach. So sometimes it feels like when you play, you're always practicing stuff you don't know.
But it helps.
Yeah, it helps. But sometimes you have to remind yourself that you're actually moving forward, because when you're doing music, you don't have anything which is measuring the quality of your music. So you just practice and practice and practice.
Yeah.
But at one time I think you have to refocus on yourself, and you have to stop practicing stuff you don't know, but you have to start practicing the stuff you know. And that's how you develop your own style and your own voice, using the stuff you can do good instead of always trying to play stuff you can't play.
Exactly. No, 100%. Like you said, you were a fan of Metallica. You know, you drew some inspiration from Metallica, and you probably played some of their iconic riffs, but eventually you found Hans, and you became you as an independent person when it comes to playing the guitar. Am I right?
Right. And that's so important as a musician. And a lot of times, especially musicians, try to be someone else, try to sound like Steve Vai or like Malmsteen. Or if you look at Instagram or at YouTube, you have to develop your own voice instead of always copying someone else, you know, I think.
Yeah. So were you or are you still a fan of Metallica?
Yeah, I am, definitely.
Okay, so maybe you can enlighten me on this, because I think Metallica is incredible. I think they're one of the greatest bands of all time. But being rappers and being new to the metal genre, have you heard some people say that Lars is one of the worst drummers? Have you heard that before?
I heard it, and absolutely disagree, actually.
Please explain this to me.
Because Metallica is a perfect example of a band, and a band is always bigger than the sum of some of the single parts. You know, it's not important if Lars Ulrich is the best drummer or not, but those four together, they are creating something which is much bigger than every. If you
no, take your time, man.
Yeah, it's the sum of the band is much bigger than the sum of all the single skills of the people, you know. And it doesn't matter if Lars Ulrich is the best drummer or Kirk Hammett is the best guitar player, but they create something big and great, all of them together. And every guy who's criticizing Metallica, well, they will never reach what they have reached.
Bro.
They have influenced so many people to pick up instruments or guitar, and at the end, it's just about emotion. You know, it's not about skill. It's about what you create with the listener. And if the listener is responding to your music, then you do everything right. And it doesn't matter if there's someone else out there who is playing faster or whatever. You know.
Yeah, man. Dude, that's so crazy you said that because our last reaction we did to Metallica, people, we hear it so much. They say, Lars is not a good drummer. But I literally said the people who are saying that Lars isn't a good drummer, I guarantee you 90% of those people cannot do a quarter of what he does. A quarter.
Mhm.
It's just interesting how as musicians sometimes they get looked down upon or frowned upon when they mess up. We're human, we're going to mess up, but I guarantee you most of those people saying that can't really duplicate anything that Lars does.
Well, you don't have to duplicate something to criticize something, I think.
Yeah.
But still, I think if someone is reaching someone, and music is always about communication, about emotion. You're playing a song and you want some kind of reaction from your listener, and if it strings, it hits a string at your heart, then you do everything right. I mean,
Yes.
Kurt Cobain hasn't been a virtuoso or something, but he was a fantastic songwriter
Yes.
and has lots of emotions and power, and that's all about it.
Yeah. Same with Jerry Cantrell and Lane Staley of Alice in Chains. I've seen people say that Lane Staley was not the best writer, but that's where the team comes in. And Jerry Cantrell's like, well, hey, I'll write the music, you sing it because you're so passionate and I see what you're going through. It's literally like you said with Metallica, it's not just about Lars, it's about them as a whole.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, if you're in a band or if you're in a group, you can't be me, or be so selfish. You have to work as a team. Am I right, Hans?
Exactly. Yeah. And that's how all the big bands succeed, I think. I mean, they're a fantastic team, and what they put together has so much energy and power. And yeah, that's all my respect for Metallica.
I totally agree.
I mean, no rock band will have the same amount of success anymore as they have. That won't happen again in these days, I think, because you all have those niche genres, and to get that big, I'm not sure if that's going to happen again.
Man, so speaking to you, and I'm still new to the metal and rock genre, but would you say who are the top 3 biggest metal bands of all time? Obviously, you would put Metallica in there, right? In your opinion,
of all time.
All time.
Yeah. Oh, that's hard. Well, Metallica, I would say Iron Maiden. Metallica, Iron Maiden. What else? There's so many good bands.
Yeah, see, I was thinking like AC/DC, maybe. No.
AC/DC, you're right. In my mind, AC/DC is more like hard rock, but it's okay. Yeah, AC/DC definitely. I mean, they're super big.
Yeah, man. You mentioned that you don't think that ever will be replicated again. Is how big they got? I totally agree, dude. I mean, Metallica was selling out freaking stadiums, dude. Did you see the video of them performing in Russia?
No. Right. No, I've seen it. Yes, I've seen it. Yeah.
I was about to say, if you didn't see that, bro, I want to say that might have been I want to say that has a Guinness World Record of the biggest audience in history. I think it was like 500,000 people. It's crazy, dude.
Have you seen Iron Maiden Rock in Rio?
No.
Yeah. There's also a live recording, like a live audio recording. Iron Maiden Rock in Rio. Like in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil.
Oh, yeah, I did hear about that. Damn, you know what? I'm going to write that down because we're going to have to do a reaction to that. Hell yeah. So, we can sit here and talk about Iron Maiden and AC/DC, but we're here to talk about Feaurschwanz. Did I say it? Did I say it right? Feaurschwanz.
Yeah, Feaurschwanz. Yep, pretty good.
So speaking to the lead guitarist of Feaurschwanz, I want to know, I've seen you guys classified in so many different genres. I've heard you guys being classified as German medieval folk metal. I've heard you guys being classified as medieval folk metal itself, or even Viking metal. What would Hans classify Feaurschwanz as?
Probably folk metal. But if someone asks, I would say it's like heavy metal plus bagpipe, violin, and flute.
I get a hint of power metal, right? No?
Yeah, power metal. It's power metal-ish, definitely. Yeah, I think. But I don't really care about it. just do what I do.
Yes, 100%, man. It's people want to put so many genres on things, and it's like, just enjoy the music, dude. Just enjoy the music. Absolutely. But earlier you were talking about you guys getting the #1 album on the German charts. All right, Memento Mori. Did I say it right?
Yes.
How the hell does that feel? What did that feel like, getting a #1 record, bro?
That's crazy. That's like your childhood dream coming true when you start playing music. A #1 record is so out of reach that when you start out, you think that will never happen, and so you slowly approach. And the last album has been #3, and then there's some #4, and now we finally made it, and that's so exciting. It's like probably like winning the Super Bowl or something.
Wow.
Because you work quite a while for that goal. And I mean, the recording an album and the whole album cycle, I mean, you're a musician yourself, is like 1 to 2 years, like recording, songwriting, doing demos, recording stuff, and then to get it finally out to the fans. So it takes like 1.5 to 2 years to get it done. Such a long time. And then if you get at the end of that cycle the #1, it's just like perfect. Yeah, the perfect goal you could have reached.
So were you guys with Napalm Records when you got the #1 record?
Yes.
So tell me how did it come to be with you guys and Napalm? How did you guys collate a relationship? How did you guys partner together?
Well, it's the second studio album we did with Napalm, and our old record label, the contract, it ended, and so we had someone going shopping at record labels and trying to get the best out of different labels and comparing stuff. And yeah, Napalm did the best offer, and they have been the nicest guys and the best team. So yeah, that's why we went to Napalm, and that's the best decision we could have done.
Man, I'm telling you, everyone that I've interviewed from Napalm Records, everyone has such positive things to say about this record label. And speaking of Napalm itself, you guys actually got a chance to, who I've interviewed, such a lovely, wonderful, smart young lady, Melissa Bonney. What was it like working with her?
Yeah, just as you said, she's a wonderful young lady. I mean, at first, at first I met Melissa at the Napalm Open Air Festival in Austria, and she was being backstage, and I was like, hey, who is this? And because she was with her costume and stuff, she made a guest appearance for some other band, and then later we were looking for Feaurschwanz for a guest singer, and then I remembered her, and then we asked her to join. It was the last album. It was we did the cover of a German rap song, actually.
What song was it?
Ding by Seed. It's a German dancehall band, very famous dancehall band.
Oh, Ding. Ding. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and we made a metal version out of it, and it's a cool video as well. And yeah, we made a metal version out of it. And yeah, and then she joined for another song for the last album, but during the 2 albums, we found, I don't know if you know, but we have a band together called The Dark Side of the Moon.
Wait, oh yeah, you guys have don't you guys have a new album coming out soon?
We have a new video coming out soon, and we're still working on the full album.
Wait, so is Melissa in this?
Yes, she's a permanent singer of that band, yeah.
Damn it, Hans. Why would you go and do that to me? Why would you do that to me? Now I'm excited to hear this, bro. Tell me about it.
One song out, and we're doing lots of cover versions of movie soundtracks. And our first song was Jenny of Old Stones from Game of Thrones.
Oh,
yeah, you should check it out. And in March there will be another song coming. Yeah.
Damn, dude. So the band is called Dark Side of the Moon, right?
Right.
I'm assuming you got some inspiration from Pink Floyd, right?
Well, maybe.
He said maybe. So going back to Dragostea Din Tei, because the reaction that we did, one thing that we enjoy is we like it when artists don't take themselves so serious. You guys are having such a good time in that video, and I've even heard some people refer to you guys as comedic medieval metal. I mean, what do you think about that? What do you think about artists not really that take themselves too serious and, oh, I'm too cool for school? Like, have fun, man. What do you think about that?
I think it's important in every parts of life to not take yourself too seriously. It's much healthier for everybody involved, I think.
Yeah.
Not take yourself too serious. But for Feaurschwanz, actually, it started out as a comedy band, and in the beginnings of Feaurschwanz, they didn't even have electric guitar.
Yeah.
They started out completely different, and they started as a parody of the medieval music scene in Germany to bring humor into the scene, because everybody was taking themselves too serious, And then, yeah. And I mean, already Frank Zappa would say, does humor belong into music? And I would say definitely yes.
And Frank Zappa, I mean, this guy was amazing, dude. He's dude. He had some comedic value. Have you heard the song Dirty Love? Come on, baby. That Dirty Love.
Yeah.
That guy's awesome, man. So, real quick, before we wrap this up, I like to ask some just random, off the top questions just to see where you go or what you think about this.
Mm-hmm.
As a lead guitarist and as a man as a whole, would you rather be feared or would you rather be loved? Think about that.
I'd be loved.
Why?
Because I'm someone who always strives to harmony with other people, and I think it's easier to be in harmony with other people if people love you and not fear you.
I 100% agree.
And I mean, if people love you, they are honest to you, and I like to be honest, and I like that people are being honest to me.
Absolutely. So, next question: if you're stuck on an island for 3 months and you could only bring 3 albums, what 3 albums would you bring, Hans? Dude, the look on your face, like, no.
Okay, Steve Vai, Passion and Warfare. Some kind of best of Prince.
Oh, are you a Prince fan?
I love Prince, yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, please.
I'm so angry at him that he died because I never had the chance to see him live. I always wanted to see him live because he rarely came to Germany, and I always was waiting for him to come to Germany, and then all of a sudden he's gone. Because okay. I've seen the videos like Rave Until the Year 2000 and all the live stuff, and he's such a fantastic, he was a genius, I think. I mean, as a singer, as a musician, as a fantastic guitar player and songwriter, and he was perfect. I mean, and there are not many of those. Like Frank Zappa is one, Prince is one, or was one, Michael Jackson was one, I think. There are not many of those in that league, I think. Yeah.
All right, so we'll talk about Prince, but what's your 3rd album you're going to take?
Damn! I thought I can.
Look, we can talk about Prince all day long because I am a huge Prince fan, dude.
Yeah, what would be my 3rd album? No, I had Prince. I had Passion and Warfare by Steve Vai.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would say, well, some Iron Maiden.
Okay. Like a greatest hits or something?
Yeah, Number of the Beast. Let's say.
Number of the Beast. Hell yeah. But yeah, so talking about Prince, man, the last concert I went to was Gojira, and the one before that was Prince. Man, oh my God, Hans, dude, listen, my mom is a big music. That's why I attribute my musical knowledge to my mom and every woman in my family, because I was predominantly raised by women, and they listened to music all day nonstop. But my mom was a big Prince fan, and the first time I heard Purple Rain, I cried.
Yeah.
I cried. And dude,
I understand why. Yeah.
I really wish you could have seen him live, man, because listening to the studio version of Little Red Corvette or Purple Rain, dude, Hans, when you see him perform this live, bro, I mean, your skin crawls, man. It's crazy.
I can imagine, yeah.
Hey, you live and you learn. They said that this guy could play 30 instruments. Do you really believe that? Do you really believe he could play 30 instruments?
I don't even know 30 instruments. Man, but he also was such a great guitar player, and because he could speak through his instrument, he could tell a story by playing a guitar solo, like the guitar solo for Purple Rain. It's so wow. So yeah.
Okay. Well, moving on with these questions. Give me your top 3 guitarists of all time, excluding Prince.
Guitarists. Okay.
Guitarist of all time.
Django Reinhardt, the gypsy jazz guitar player from the 30s or something. And he during a fire, he lost like 2 or 3 fingers of his left hand. And then he continued playing with not all of his fingers.
Right.
Yeah. And from current guitar players, it's Guthrie Govan. You know him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And the third.
The third one's always the hardest, isn't it?
Paco de Lucia.
Who's that?
It's a flamenco guitar player from Spain who's not living anymore. But yeah, it's not from this world as well, if you hear him playing this flamenco stuff.
Wait, are you saying flamenco? Is that
flamenco?
Is that a type of guitar? Or?
No, it's a kind. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly the English way, but it's the music from Spain.
Okay.
Flamenco.
Flamenco. I'm gonna have to check that out. Yeah. Definitely gonna have to check that out. All right, sweet. So, coffee or tea?
Coffee. No question.
Cheers, brother. Cheers, brother. Man, anything else you wanna add to anyone? Anything that we got here? Anything you want to leave us with, man?
Well, if you get the chance, try to check out Feaurschwanz and try to check out Dark Side of the Moon with Melissa Bonney on vocals. My question would be to you again, since you're not a native German speaker. Right, you didn't listen to a German song yet by Feaurschwanz, right? You did listen to a Romanian song. But how is it to you as an English speaker to listen to music which is not where the lyrics aren't in English?
Okay, so I'm so glad you asked that, because Rammstein, I love Rammstein. And like I have this saying where I say there are 2 universal languages. No matter where you go on earth, it will always mean this. Math, you can go anywhere in the world, you're gonna know math. It's someone that doesn't speak your language, they'll know math. And music is a universal language. So when I hear, for instance, when I heard you guys, even though you weren't speaking English, to me, it doesn't matter. It's about I don't know. Have you ever heard of a band called Feaurschwanz? They're Icelandic.
Nope.
No. Growing up in high school, they didn't speak a lick of English, but I didn't care what they were saying. It's about the feel. And like, I will say, watching you, because I had visuals to see, Dragostea Din Tei, because I could see it, it was like, okay, these guys seem cool. They're out there on their boat dancing in front of their, out there having a good old time. But if I were to hear that without the visuals and just have on my headphones, I'd be like, I would maybe look at it a little differently and think that you guys are being straight to the point. They're making a mockery of Ozone Song, but seeing that you guys paid homage to it, it's like, dude, that's dope. So the fact that you guys aren't speaking English, the fact that Rammstein isn't speaking English, the fact that Feaurschwanz and numerous amount of other bands aren't speaking English that I personally enjoy, I don't care. Music is a universal language and I love it. What do you think about it?
Yeah, absolutely. But when I'm listening to music, I notice that I listen different when I listen to music with German lyrics, because I instantly, naturally understand the meaning of the lyrics. But when I listen to music with English lyrics, I have to concentrate to understand the meaning of the lyrics. So I don't pay attention. And so to me, music with English lyrics or non-German lyrics is the vocals are more like an extra instrument.
Oh, yes, yes.
And if the singer is good, I get the meaning anyway of the song without, that's what you're saying, the universal language is music. So you get the meaning and the feeling without understanding the lyrics. But still, it's a little bit different when I listen to German lyrics, because I intuitively understand automatically what they're singing,
Right. So you being a native German speaker, you're saying that if you were to hear a new German metal band, you're gonna be more instinctively focused on the lyrics because you're a native German speaker versus someone that doesn't speak German and putting out music. You feel the emotion, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what you listen differently. And since most of the music is English, I wondered how you are listening.
Yes.
Or approaching music in different languages.
You know what's interesting is, listen, again, I can't wait to check out Dark Side of the Moon and some of the other songs that you've recommended. And trust me, they will be coming because the Trash Talkers have suggested many of you guys' songs. But like even in Ozone song, at the beginning it says allo, salut, to someone you're saying hello in English or hello in then you have hello in French, but it doesn't matter, man. It's like you said, it's like an instrument. It's literally like another instrument when I hear a foreign language. And if I do develop the interpretation or the meaning of the lyrics later on down the road, that just adds more to it,
Yeah, exactly.
Man, I'll tell you what, Hans, this has been an absolutely amazing. I do want to ask one more question.
Yeah.
Do you have a particular brand of guitar that you like to play and a particular amp that you like to use?
Yes.
What do you prefer?
Well, I always play Framus guitars.
Oh, dude, that's fire.
This was built for me. It's a German company. Like this one.
Ooh. Is that custom built?
Yeah. And there, do you know the bass company, Warwick?
Yes.
And that's their guitar brand, actually. And they're coming from my hometown. And it's why I like them, because I can approach them, I can drive there and talk to them. And just today I did email them about a new custom build, actually. And that's so nice because it's close to me. I mean, Fender and all Gibson and all those American brands are fantastic, but they're a continent away.
Exactly.
And these guys, I know them personally. I can drive there, I can talk to them, and they build fantastic guitars as well.
What about amps?
I have, good that you ask. That's an American company called Friedman.
Mm.
They are Marshall clones, hot-rodded Marshalls from Los Angeles. It's a small company. Yeah, and they're also building the amp for Jerry Cantrell, for example. And they're great amps from Los Angeles. David Friedman is the builder, and the company is called Friedman.
And they're located in the States?
In Los Angeles.
That's awesome. Just not to turn it around on me, but my government name, this is how I know I was born to make music or born to love music. My government name is Behringer. And I don't know if you're familiar with the music equipment Behringer, like the amps.
Right.
Every time I see that.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Now I know because the guy from Napalm Records did write that your name is Behringer. And I was wondering who is Behringer, because on the YouTube videos
it says Hollywood and Smokey.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah, so you have to make music with that name.
Yeah, Behringer. It's so crazy because to this day I ask my mom, if I'm not mistaken, Behringer's German.
Yeah, it sounds German, definitely.
I think. How would you pronounce Behringer in a German accent?
Behringer.
Ooh, that's my name from now on. Betting you.
Behringer. Awesome.
Hell yeah, man.
So you have your own studio and you're putting out music regularly?
I do. We actually are working on a new music video coming out very soon with Smokey. I'm working on a new album as well. And, you know, we've been so busy, you know, recording and keeping the reaction channel going and, you know, trying to speak to wonderful musicians like yourself. So literally I'm always in the studio, always engineering something, always making beats or sampling something, or I'm always, my hands are always on music. So yeah, I've been doing this since I mean, I can show you baby pictures of me like on turntables or on keyboards, you know, it's in my blood, man. That's why I think when I speak to a fellow musician, we're able to connect and speak about things because we have the same thing in common, right?
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if it's rap or metal or whatever music. Music, it's all music, you know.
Like I said, a universal language.
Exactly. You're right.
Hans, I know, what time is it there?
It's 9:45 in the
Hey,
evening.
I know you're a busy guy. Anything else you want to leave out there for the people, man, before we get out of here?
Oh, so nice for having me. Thank you very much. And I'm honored to be there. And I hope you enjoy all of our music and all of your reaction videos. You should watch them all. I'm going to watch them now.
Absolutely, man. I can't wait to check out more of you guys' music. Guys, if you guys have not checked out Hans's music and Feaurschwanz, please go check them out because they're absolutely amazing, coming with a raw, gritty sound. And this guy is such an amazing guitarist. If you haven't checked out this band, do yourself a favor and do it. Go check out the new album, new video coming out by Dark Side of the Moon. I mean, all I can say, I can't put it into words. Just go check it out. Trust me, you will enjoy it. With that being said, my name's Behringer Hollywood 6 Bonds, and we are over and out. Peace.
Thank you. Bye.